To evidence our work for our project, we use Blogger. This is full of blog posts. We was able to use this for all of our documents, all of our filming, everything. We was able to upload YouTube clips to it, which was very helpful. This is better than a paper copy because you're able to see each other's work quite easily. It's easier to read through. You can upload different technologies that I've mentioned. All your work is all in one place, so you'll never have a chance of losing it at all. Apple Macs, we use them quite frequently because we have a lot of them in our school, and they have programs on them such as Final Cut Pro, which is very useful for editing, such as when doing the title sequence as well. You're able to add effects onto the Final Cut. With our cameras, we used Sony HUR ALE cameras, which are high definition, which made our film look very good. The cameras were high quality and had good sound quality as well, which added to the whole effect. Once you get used to the camera, you're able to use it quite easily. There's no troubles with it. There's a touch screen which you're able to use to change the white balance, and also settings such as indoor settings we use quite a lot because all of our filming was done inside, and it just adjusts the lighting. We used pull focus shot, where you just adjusted the focus on the front of the camera, which was gave a really good effect. I also did this occasionally in some of the title sequences when filming those. Tripod was useful because you're able to steady your shots and they wouldn't go shaky, which makes it look unprofessional. Also, when the actors are moving around, you're able to follow the actors, for example panning around to make it give a good effect. The font was a website which I went on to find a font that would match up with our title. Our title was written in lipstick, so I had to find a title that would fit this to continue the continuity throughout the title sequence. YouTube tutorials helped me because I was able to find out a lot of information which I wasn't really sure about, such as camera techniques and also ways to put titles into Final Cut Effect, because I've never used these programs before. I wasn't sure how to use them, and on these they were short clips which explained to me how to do it correctly. Also, we used YouTube to upload our videos, and it was all on one channel. We had our own channel, and you were able to just find it really easily, and it's all there, all of our work is there. You'll also be able to embed this onto our blog. DVDs helped us research the different characteristics and different aspects of a thriller film. And these were, for example, I researched into One Hour Photo, and I was able to take characteristics from that thriller film and put it into our thriller film, so we had the sort of right genre for our film.
At the very start of AS Media, we were introduced to Final Cut Pro on an Apple Mac, and at first it was really daunting to try and get to grips with a new software that looks so difficult to use, but with a little help from a teacher and watching YouTube videos, well, tutorials on it, it became really easy to edit, and that's where it all began. When I edited our thriller, I used Final Cut Pro in order to add effects to it, like Bad TV, which we used in our opening sequence, just to add a bit of suspense and an eerie feel to it. And also, in our first sort of experiment with it, we made a 7 remake, basically. It was just like the 7 opening, which included CCTV images, and basically placing them against the soundtrack, just trying to make sure that it was all in time, the images worked well, and that we could get to grips with the technology. Also, I learned how to crop shots. So say if something was there that wasn't supposed to be, like in one of our shots we had a clipboard which wasn't supposed to be in the shot. I literally just clipped the shot and got rid of it, and you couldn't see it anymore. So it was so handy to know how to do that as well. Also, we broke the 180 degree rule, which also broke continuity, and the thing was, I had to render it. I had to sort out what way it was supposed to be, so I flopped the picture and made sure that it was the right way and it wasn't breaking the 180-degree wall. Also, a big part of the editing was the colour correcting. On Final Cut Pro, there's an option to go through every single clip that you've got and correct the colour, because especially with thrillers, you've got to have it a certain colour to give it that sort of eerie look and build up the suspense. So I did this and I experimented quite a lot with it, because sometimes it was too dark or it was too light, but again, YouTube tutorials really helped with that. Also, on my on the editing, I used overlay on Final Cut Pro, which enabled me to refine some of the details, like our actress's eyes, and really make them stand out. By doing that, the overlay literally is on top of the clip that's already there, and it really enhanced the film itself. So Final Cut Pro has played a massive part in our film, and without it there'd be no film, so it's alright. Also, during the course of our filming, before it even came to editing it, I had to sort out the lighting for the clips when we were filming, and when I did it I had to ensure that the lighting was bouncing off the right places and it was giving the desired effect. Say when the actress was in the bathroom, I had to ensure that I wanted to make a shadow on the wall, just to make it that more eerie and just more suspense. Seeing the shadow on the wall gave it that added effect, so it was really good. We used a Z96 kit, which was provided to us by our teacher, so I found them really easy to use. You just literally put the battery pack in and turn it on, and away we went. I had to make sure that the lighting wasn't too bright or too dark. It had to be just right for the scene, otherwise it was just, you know, everywhere. But no, I found it really useful to have the lighting, and I'm glad that I could use it. But the shadows were a major part of our thriller. It just added suspense to the thriller and created more of an atmosphere. To market our film, I created a Facebook group. It was named Undercover, the same as our short film, or opening sequence as you may call it, just to get feedback, because our target audience is 18-year-olds, 25-year-olds, and Facebook is so popular, many people go on it every day. I thought, well, that'd be a perfect place to market it, really. So I went on there, posted a status on my own Facebook for all my friends to see, advertising the group, and a few of them liked it. Went and wrote on the YouTube video, which is really great. I was really grateful for. But we got quite a bit of feedback on the Facebook page and on our own individual Facebooks. People saying it was good or what was wrong with it and all that. So we was pretty happy that they were doing that. I put an external link to the video on the Facebook page, so people could use it to go onto YouTube. And also I added a link to SurveyMonkey. It's a survey website where you put as many questions as you want. You can make them open, closed, you can add responses, the lot, and people go on there anonymously and answer the questions for you. So it came in quite handy, and we got about 10 responses, and they were quite mixed, and they told us we needed improvements, and it was good, it was convincing and everything. So we took their feedback and took it into consideration, so it was pretty good. Yeah, I shared that on Facebook, I sent the link to a few friends, and we went from there, so it's pretty good. Also, another technology we used was email. I set up our group's email address, which we used for our Blogger account and for our SurveyMonkey, and for YouTube as well. It was just sort of like so we could all use it, and the email actually came in handy when we needed to email our teacher, and email for permission when we shot in the toilets, well, public toilets. We had to gain permission from the council, and that's how we went about it. We contacted them through an email. So yeah, it was pretty good. So yeah, that is some of the technology we used. Thanks.
We also use lots of different types of technology, from internet technology and computer software to different types of cameras. It was important that we document our production process, and to do this, we used cameras such as the one I just took a picture of you with. It was crucial that we used effective soundtracks and sound effects, and to make the final production look professional, and to set an atmosphere. We used our phones as Foley recording equipment, and we found a perfectly atmospheric soundtrack from YouTube. This soundtrack was copyright free. After all of the non-diegetic and diegetic sound was recorded and ready at hand, we used GarageBand to sync the sounds with the shots. Other important tasks in our production was the making of our company logo. The picture was found on Google, and we edited it and added font to it in Fireworks. We found and downloaded the font from an amazing copyright-free website called dafont.com. We learned a lot from using these technologies. We learned to mix audio levels, fade up and down music, merge other tracks, recording Foley separate from film, and also how to merge separate photos together to make one photo.